Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Tony boy.
I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, bitch, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, I'm paranoid, bitch, I'm paranoid.
Testicles 1, 2, testicles. Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to see you. It's nice to know that you guys are back tuning into our humble show. This is Trebles Garcia, and I am the host of Paranoid Radio Podcast, the best show with the best content for the best listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have an amazing episode lined up for you guys with two amazing guests that have been here before. This is going to be a special edition episode because we don't have Big Tank in the house, and we don't have any other segment. We're going to go straight to the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. Now, I brought these two fellas back on the show because, first of all, they blew it out of the water. They're extremely talented, and they have a great podcast called The Cult of Conspiracies. Before that, let me jump into it, guys. I don't know if you guys are keeping up on the rituals, that satanic rituals that are happening around the world, specifically what the last one that happened in Brazil and how they are getting punished by it. I was able to extract the enchantment song that they were singing in Portuguese for over an hour during the entire celebration, and I translated it into English. You guys could do this yourself. There are also videos already done in YouTube, so I'm just going to refresh your mind, and then I'm going to give you an introduction, guys. In the name of the King, and I quote, check this out. In the name of the King, we want peace and no more intolerance, redemption and extended freedom from pain, rebirth from oppression. The light of eternity turns into flame celebrating equality. The happiness animates. The beauty of my red paradise shines. Forbidden is to forbid. Warning. But by the blessing of Jao on this night of magic, my samba is the revolution of joy. Red passion from Salgueiro, that's the city, right? Red that invades your soul and in your blood. By the sublime touch of blood and the red prophet painted paradise, intense red that ties emotion is in my heart willow. So again, it's not matching because I translated, it's direct translation from Portuguese.
Right.
Full freedom to live by temptation that seduced Adam and Eve, made sin flourish. Red Academy announces we embark from darkness, dawn's redemption, our values. In my dream of a king, I want peacetime in red paradise. Hashtag be who you are. And that hashtag was on the commercials, was while it was getting recorded, and is on all the YouTube channels that are promoting that video.
Yeah.
So it sounds very Aleister Crowley from them. But now to open like a can of whoop ass, all the way from the beautiful state that I like to call the sweetest southern girl, Louisiana, two freedom fighting warriors paving the way for all upcoming podcasts like our very own. Join me on this full moon night to decode satanic rituals broadcasted on live television across all 7 continents. Please give a warm welcome to Jacob and Jonathan from Cult of Conspiracies podcast. What's up, guys?
Oh, what's up? I love having I didn't even know that it was a full moon on 3/6/23.
You didn't see us last night fighting dog under a full moon. You didn't see this?
Was it full? I never know if it's full
beautiful.
or not.
That's why I wanted to get the torches up. It was a whole vibe.
Yeah. So we did the fighting combat. Explain that a little bit to him.
Sorry, that was kind of a reference to something me and him got into last night. I do armored combat. I do a boo-hurt fighting, which is like medieval MMA, basically with full steel weapons and shit. And he was wanting to kind of check it out and get into it. He came with me to a tournament at Clemson, South Carolina a couple months ago. So last night at my house, we kind of got armor plated and beat the shit out of each other for a little bit. It was a good time.
I've seen a video where he hits you with the sword extremely hard and you took it like a champ.
Yeah. So that was actually after a long sword duel. My team had got together and threw a little something together for the locals. But we just got together for a team practice and we got after it with some axes and some maces. But awesome, anyway.
Bro. Yeah, last night was full on that was my first time ever in actual gear or anything. So it was really fun because I played football for a really long time. So I know what it's like to put on football pads and shoulders and helmet and all that. Yeah. This ain't nothing like that. But this shit is so complicated to get on anyway.
But it was a full moon and I wanted to get some really cool action shots of us fighting like with a full moon behind us and shit. Yeah. However, we kind of got lost in the moment and we're not worried about camera angles.
Everybody was amped up, huh?
We have fighting to do, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I didn't know that my inner wolf came out last night.
But dude, you feel it though, right? As a man, when is the last time your inner wolf got to come out and fucking howl, dog? We have lost that as men. Every now and then. You gotta fucking let the demon come out, bro.
We've devolved to puppies, my good sir.
Yeah. and they're happy with that, and that's what they want.
You gotta let your monsters
Absolutely.
come out and play, bro. As men, you gotta let it come out.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. I know you guys have 2 new ventures now. That I really wanted to put that out. Well, I wanted to make sure that our listeners got to hear the names of your 2 amazing podcasts coming out. You guys are venturing out, bro. And like I mentioned before, behind the scenes, I am a big fan of Culture Conspiracies. The last time I had you guys on was, I believe, October 2022, episode 98. We're about to close season 3, and you guys brought the hammer of the gods. You guys killed it, talking about guns and 3D printed guns and farms getting freaking burned up and all this good stuff. So it was like amazing, you know. And I really appreciate you guys coming back on the show. Please share what you guys are working on right now.
All right. So my new podcast, I've only up to time of this meeting that we're having right now. This lovely coming together of brothers. Up until this point, I only have 2 episodes out. But it's called The Library of Conspiracies. You can find it on all podcast platforms, everywhere. Currently, social media, I'm only doing Instagram for that. So if you want to go check me out, go follow me on Instagram at Library of Conspiracies. My podcast, it is basically just it's really just about trying to get to the bare bones of every single conspiracy ever created or ever heard of. I want to get to, like, because we mentioned so many conspiracies on our show on the Cult of Conspiracy, we can through. We'll never be able to cover every single one of them. So this is kind of like my little side piece, like I can't, sometimes 3 shows of the Cult of Conspiracy every week isn't enough. You need a little bit more conspiracy. So that's where I go with the Library of Conspiracies.
And I mean, as we go on with our shows and stuff, we will bring up, like, in regular conversation, MK Ultra, Project Bluebeam, Operation Lockstep, as we just go on, because that's the vibe we're on. But for somebody who's listening for the first time, who may not understand what those things are, the Library of Conspiracy is going to have the answer for you.
Yes. And so most recently, the episode that I just had was about Nasara Jassara. A lot of people have been talking about it, taking away the IRS and the tax system and turning everything back over to the National Treasury. Everything's going to be going to gold and silver. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's going to work, but that's the theory.
Yeah. And then my spinoff that I've started up on is called the Prophecy Playbook. It is also available on all podcast platforms. Audio only right now. There's not going to be any video, maybe as time goes on. But basically, I'm looking at biblical end time prophecy and how it relates to geopolitics in the world today. I'm not putting my own spin on the prophecy or saying what I think is going to happen in this order, ... Basically, we start off with the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war, which takes place with Gog and Magog. And it's basically all these nations descend onto Israel, and they name these nations as places that we don't recognize today. So we talk about what area of the world that is today, what's going on geopolitically, stuff like that. So I'm not putting on my spin of like, oh, by the way, they're about to attack next week. That's not what this is. We're looking at strictly scripture of the area, looking at the area of the world today. I'm also going to do some things with Daniel. I'm going to do some things with Revelations. I got a whole list set for what I'm going to do, and that's going to be released.
That's an interesting
Monday.
take. That's interesting take. I heard on one of your episodes that you promoted it. I was like, oh man, I can't wait for this one, because I also have like a religious background, so it's definitely interesting look on things. To get back into, let's really back in, guys. You mentioned I've mentioned to you guys that I wanted to talk about how satanic rituals are everything. I think that for that whole carnival thing was basically Brazil's satanic ritual, like how we'd had our Grammys. You know how we had that satanic ritual recently, right? So I think it was a spin-off of what they have, just to basically show us that the communism took over after Bolsonaro.
So
what's your take
Carnival itself as a cultural thing is kind of a mixture of Mardi Gras and the Met Gala and the Grammys and a political campaign, all wrapped up into one.
So it is okay. I got it. Okay,
if that makes sense, because yes, there's floats, and yes, there's partying, and yes, there's the street side of it, right? That's the commoner side. But every celebrity who's anybody is going to have an appearance there. Any politician who's worth a fuck is going to be rubbing elbows with the wealthy elites at this party. Carnival is a week-long, just anybody who's anybody is doing something with it. So it's a crazy amalgamation of everything that their whole cultural identity at the upper echelon is kind of based around. You know what I mean? Because that Carnival sets the tone for the whole year for them.
Well, it is. So Brazil is a very, very weird place.
Yeah.
Like it seems so awesome. Like looking at it from the outside, looking in. And even like, so my fiance is Brazilian. My son was just born. He's half Brazilian, right? And so I've never personally been there. I want to go, except, you know, their crime is a lot like what your boy Gavin Newsom prefers over in California, which is basically just like complete lawlessness. And so you're considered a lucky person if you've never had your car stolen over there. You're a lucky person if that's never happened to you. Like,
even the people that live there, when they leave their house, they carry their burner phone with them because it will get stolen before they get back to their house that day. Like that's a guarantee. Wow. And we're talking locals, not just the tourists. Like, yeah, it's life.
It's crazy, dude. And so, you know, I was talking to somebody and I asked him, like, because I was trying to make a joke. It was somebody, you know, somebody else that I had met from Brazil. And I was like, oh, okay, so how many times have you had your car stolen? And he goes, oh, just 3 times. And it's like just such a normal thing out there. It's just a normal, only dope. 3 times.
Only 3, bro? What?
Yeah.
That's solid. You live in a good neighborhood.
So they basically have a lot of lawlessness out there. Plus their new president, which the guy that they just kicked out, they are so completely blindfolded by the media and politics over there that
aren't we all?
I hate to say it, that almost the entire country is so blue pilled. It's not even funny.
And then they're getting screwed on the agricultural side of things too, bro. They're killing the rainforest in droves, which is like their only main thing they really need to worry about right now. Only to put farmland down just to find out the soil from the rainforest that you're trying to farm is dog shit for growing things that you can eat. So they're just fucking themselves even harder in the long run. And the politicians just keep pumping money into that bitch, hoping that it'll pay back, but it won't. It's a mess, dude.
The presidency is even more of a joke over there than it is here. And that's saying a lot.
But they're tied with Russia because of BRICS. Right. That's going to save them or some shit.
Well, absolutely. I actually love the idea of BRICS, though. Like in a way, because dude, Russia and China are trying to get to this gold back and silver back dollar, and this is why, you know, whenever you got big bad United States going over and spreading a little bit of freedom, you know, what we're trying to do is create a society in which we can control them through the means of not just silver and gold, but through a fucking fake ass fiat currency. And we want to give them a little bit of America. Look, right? Nobody has freedom over here anymore. It's not true freedom.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody likes the gold back currency more than me. I'm here for it 1,000%. However, they're not going to achieve it. And it's going to fail really, really hard. And the entire world's going to pay the price for their fuck up because they don't have the financial balls to make it actually happen.
You honestly think it won't work?
I think that it won't
be able to roll it.
I think that if other countries were to do it, successful countries who are not on the verge of bankruptcy as is and are barely hanging on by a collective thread, yeah, I think it could work. If America and, for instance, I'm just going to throw this out, and I know it would never happen because the Rothschilds would never allow it. But if America and the NATO, Jesus, that's loud.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. If America and the NATO countries decided, you know what, fuck the system, we're all going gold back, it could absolutely happen.
It's never going to work that way.
It will never work that way. And instead, you got Russia, whose only main strategy to financially succeed in the next 5 years is to hopefully win this war. You have China, who is getting so many embargoes placed on them, not to mention their big shit with the China Sea and all that land grab, or sea grab, I should say. They're getting 30% of their shit marked up right off the bat from now on because fuck them. Dude, look, these countries are not the ones that you want to have go gold back. They're the ones that are going to attempt it and fail it. And the global elites are going to point at them and say, hey, look, this is why this is a bad idea. It can't work.
It's going to fail. Regardless,
it's mathematically going to, because they're fuck ups.
I hate to say it, dude, and I love the country. I love our country. I do. Honestly, like almost everything I love comes from this country.
Yeah.
Right. But like, let's call a spade a spade. We are like some of the most crooked people to have ever lived in the history. Not us. I'm talking about our government.
Sure.
Political.
As crooked as it gets. And so, you know, whenever I look around and I see, the reason we went to Afghanistan, the reason we went to Iran, you think we were trying to give them a little bit of freedom? No, we were going after all their shit.
For sure. But I will say this, for all of America's shit, we don't have 3-year-olds working in a sweatshop somewhere. And I'm not trying to go back the financial system that allows that. I'm sorry, I said it. Fuck off.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to interject and tell you guys something. China is on the fucking playing field a lot, specifically in Central America. I am right now on vacation in Central America, and I traveled from Mexico to Guatemala and then Guatemala to El Salvador. I'm in El Salvador right now as we speak. And the situation here is crazy. China bought the entire debt of El Salvador right after the president of El Salvador cleared up the streets. And now they're investing in infrastructure, business. They're going to be flying in Chinese laborers to start building the biggest hospitals in Central America, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I know for a fact that they're also trying to gold back the small countries that don't owe money in US dollars. Kind of like what you said.
Correct. Yeah. Because whenever, and you can trace this all the way back to the oil dip in 2016. You look at all over Africa, you look all over the South Pacific, you look all over Central America and South America. When American oil companies left because they couldn't afford to keep operating in Angola, Chinese companies came in and bought it for pennies on the dollar, and they're pumping that oil to them now. China has been attempting to put a financial noose around the world, and they have slowly but surely been tightening it. And they have to get it done because their population cannot support their quota, so to speak, in the next 25 years, which is why they're going for BRICS, which is why they're making these big pushes, because if they don't secure their future now, they won't have one.
Absolutely.
So that's why they've gone on a global scale. That's why they're moving into Afghanistan right now. Whenever we pulled out, Afghanistan, Africa all over, but Afghanistan has $3 trillion worth of untapped mineral reserves in their mountains. Nobody's been able to get in there and mine it because it's Afghanistan mountains. The shit's ridiculous, right? But China has the slave labor manpower to make it happen. And they are building roadways and railways through there as we speak. They came in right after America left and bought it once again, pennies on the dollar. They're not conquesting. They're going into business with them.
And they're also leaving off a generation worth of influence in the region. Correct. Absolutely. You know, I'm gonna bring back what you said, something about the carnival in Brazil, because Brazil is such a different place. I was looking at the word carnival, and it means carnivale in Latin. Now, it's allegedly, it means you say farewell to flesh, but it also means a time of revelry and sacrilege acts against the church or regions of the world with high Christian values or religions. So what you said about them having a week worth of craziness party tied together with politicians makes a lot of sense. That's crazy stuff, bro. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
A little Saturnalia going on there.
And I mean, it's the same from New Orleans, from Mardi Gras, right? It's the same concept, but for Brazil, it's a national scale. For Mardi Gras, it's a local, it's definitely statewide and arguably countrywide scale, right? You have all the people who have money who are running the parades. That's all the crew of ... It's all pagan gods, right? The crew of Bacchus, the crew of Rex, the crew of Thoth, all of these pagan things, right?
Greek
and keep in mind,
well,
all of this, pagan just meaning other than Christian, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
But all of this is for a Catholic holiday. I'm just throwing it out.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
It's the point of it all, man.
And so the things, is he frozen?
About Christians being pagan also. Can you explain that to me? I like how you guys go back to each other.
Yeah, hold on.
Christianity.
We kind of cut out on that one. Repeat yourself one more time, sir.
You mentioned something about how Christianity is also paganism?
No. At Mardi Gras. All
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, all the parades. A parade is named the crew of ... and it's crew KREWE. It's a Cajun way to spell it. But anyway, the crew of Thoth, which is it's an Egyptian god. The crew of Bacchus, which is believe that one is a Greek god. The crew of whatever, and it's always these pagan deities, these other religion gods. And keep in mind, I didn't know that. Mardi Gras, which is a Catholic holiday.
Yeah, but the Catholics are known to. I'm not going to talk shit or anything, but I mean, the Catholics are known to adopt pagan holidays, aren't they? They just relabel them, just repackage them, and resell it to the people.
Well, that's kind of why Christmas is what it is. That's actually based off of multiple different pagan holidays that all kind of amalgamated together whenever the Catholics are trying to convert different pagan groups, for sure. That's a mixture of Saturnalia. The Christmas tree is from the Nordics. Santa Claus is a weird amalgamation of like a German and French influence, and then the Puritans had their subversion of it. It's all kinds of shit. American Christmas is its own thing, but
the Amanita muscaria mushrooms, yes,
I heard the argument for red and white for that, but also Coca-Cola. That was the big one I always got found out.
Whoa, give me that one.
Well, basically, Santa Claus, if you look at the French version, he's a tall, skinny dude with a satchel on his back, right? The Germans have their version of Papa Noel, whatever, or that's the French version, excuse me. Anyway, the American version, if you look at the Civil War on backwards, he kind of had different forms, different colors, whatever. Coca-Cola was the first company to use a red and white, Coca-Cola red and white suit and put it on billboards. And so that's the image that America ran with. And that's why he is the Santa Claus we know today, because that's just the first image of him that got marketed as such.
That does sounds about right, because I can't imagine.
That's as American as it gets.
Yeah, old fat Santa Claus.
Because of Coca-Cola, shit.
Right. Yeah, I
Polar
love
bears.
all the pagan rituals that go on with Christmas. I just love it.
Christmas
in general. Yeah, they're a beautiful thing. Or it's a beautiful thing. So, all right. So let's get back to Carnival, because it is some crazy shit, dude. I never knew that it was as wild as it is. So like I was telling you before, like, you know, my fiance is Brazilian. She's never actually witnessed any of it. So she moved here to the States back whenever she was 16. And up until that point, her mom would never let her go to anything Carnival, because it was just like disgusting, you know, people all naked, just like sex. You know, just like Mardi Gras here. And so she sent her, like, her mom would send her off to church camp. So it was like totally opposite deal. So I know, and honestly, that's kind of a big reason why I don't even bring my kids to parades out here, bro. Like Mardi Gras parades.
She lived in the area. She lived in the area. You only get your car stolen 3 times a year.
Right. Yeah, only 3 times. Just and 3 times.
Only the good area with like the church kids. You feel me?
Yeah.
That was the nice suburb of the city.
Right.
But I feel you. But dude, you got to go to certain day parades. You know what I mean? You can't go to New Orleans. I mean, hell, I went to a tractor parade with my kids a couple years back, and we had gunshots on our block. This was at noon. Broad daylight kind of shit with kids, you know.
There's just no point in even attending any of that bullshit.
You go to like a little town, a little small town, having a little get together parade. Those are fun
until you get thrown like a dick bead, and then you got to explain to your daughter what that means.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, these small town parades that is not put up with in our neck of the woods. That's city shit. In the country, sir.
All right. So
you guys are putting up a fucking show.
Dog.
That's fucking crazy, dude. I'll be honest with you, man.
A wild spot, dude.
It's for adults. I've been in New Orleans pretty much. I've been there 4 times for the Halloween Expo back like 3 years ago when they were having them at the convention center. I used to be an expositioner there. It was an exhibitor there, actually. It was pretty dope. And January was freaking cold as hell, bro. And we would leave the week before Mardi Gras. We would leave. So I was lucky enough to go through like Bourbon Street and go through the Dracula, the freaking vampire tours, and they might be fake, but I still enjoyed it because you could see the old little horse things we put the tie up to the horse. What are they called? Like in the small everything, the French Quarter, everything. So it's a beautiful town.
That's dope that you went there when it was cleaned up before it went to absolute shit. Because Mardi Gras is when that town gets destroyed.
Wow.
New Orleans,
after the parades and stuff.
Yeah, New Orleans literally takes all year to recover from the prior Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, dude, whenever you're there on Mardi Gras, dude, whenever you go to fucking Bourbon, you gotta have a pair of balls on you to go to Mardi Gras.
Bourbon Street on Mardi Gras?
Street.
Oh, I've been, sir. It's a time.
Tuesday. Like
you better get your mind right,
dude. It gets insane, dude. Everybody's pissing and puking,
dude,
and
we saw a guy get stabbed to death,
stabbed and shot, and like
raped right
in
front of the Popeyes. Fuck them.
But dude, you know, this is why you're able to get away with it. If you ever see it, it's literally packed to both ends on Bourbon Street. Fights literally break out because
I heard you guys have pickpockets out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Like I said, you better have your mind right, dude. But I mean, other than that time of year, I mean, you can usually tell how close you are to Bourbon Street by the smell, and that's year round. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm glad you got to go when it was colder and it was like cleaned up and the city hadn't gone to shit yet. It sounds like you had a good time. You know,
it was prepping. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Let me ask you something. Is there any more satanic? Because now I see like it's just running rampant, bro. The TV, everywhere, the music, everything's just like satanic. All you see is the guy with the horns, and like this guy, like the guy was stabbing Jesus in Brazil. Then he got punished, right? Like the blasphemy. And I'm not trying to bring it back to Brazil, but like you guys witness Mardi Gras. Do you guys see more of that stuff often? Like, is it growing, or is it just us that we're awakened and we've seen it?
it's not so much at Mardi Gras that you don't see much of the satanic shit. You see the typical people losing their mind at a massive party, getting way too drunk and way too, drugged up or whatever else, that kind of shit. However, it doesn't take much to see that how could I put this? The culture has shifted in a very dark way. And it started out with people trying to be edgy, right? Quote unquote. They wanted to be a little more, I don't want to be the kid pop star anymore. I want to show that I'm an adult. I'm edgy now. So they either have to go super dark or super sexual, if you notice, which if you kind of look at it for what it is, it all ties back to the same thing, but that's a talk, you know what I mean? But my point is, though, for the ones that go super sexual, i.e. like Miley Cyrus, right? That was the option for her. And or you could have gone the other direction and gone like super dark, super satanic, super like it's you see it across the board, man. Music videos, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be the song lyrics themselves. The music video itself has all these references that are not needed. They could have turned this video into anything because the video had nothing to do with the song, but somehow they chose that. And there's a consistent theme that we've seen in the last decade, but really hot and heavy since 2021, I would give or take.
That's what I was thinking. The same. For some particular reason, now that I'm involved with more people like us, I start seeing symbols even on Taco Bell signs. Like it's pretty crazy, bro. Like I start seeing things everywhere now, and I can't tell my wife about it because she will go, "Oh, you're just going crazy. You're going too deep into the conspiracy world." All the good shit, right? But sometimes I think it seems like it's been ramped up since I got out of high school in 2009, bro. And I'm like, ever since then, I started seeing like chemtrails and everything, right? Like it's just bombarded your brain, and then you can't avoid not seeing it now. You can't ignore it anymore. It can't just go. You can't go unbothered by it. You get me? So it's pretty trippy, bro. How all these things are, and then the thing is that they're attacking the kids. And like they attacked us at a certain age, and it makes us gets it normalized, right? Oh yeah, that's normal. Don't worry about it. Mardi Gras.
That's the point. It's to normalize everything. They want you to be normalized to the demonic and the satanic looking shit. You threw out a Taco Bell reference, bro. Sigil magic is a real thing. Looking at a symbol, whatever that symbol may be, and getting an emotional response from it, that is real. That's not a concept that's happening every fucking day.
Okay, man. I'm about to blow y'all minds a little bit. All right, because I look at it from a completely different angle. Ooh. Now, I didn't grow up in this whole Christian mindset, looking at everything bad like it's the devil kind of shit. Let me tell you how I look at it. Okay. If I was to have full control over something and I wanted to manipulate as many people as I possibly could, would I go at it from just one angle?
No,
or from as many angles as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever everybody's like, oh, a lot of people are scared into Christianity. It's not that they are faithful. It's that they're fearful of what may happen if they don't join.
Okay.
That's the majority.
That's my biggest argument.
That religion.
Yes. Those people need to hit
I agree.
Me. But anyway,
most people walk by fear, not by faith. All right.
They miss
word.
Okay.
Word.
So
okay.
I'm of the belief that, the Christianity, and we'll say, I'm not gonna say all Christianity, but I'll say Catholic.
Okay.
All right. So I think the Catholics, the Catholic Church, how they took in all the pagans and they, kind of made their stories their own. I think that they're doing that same shit by promoting all this satanic Luciferian kind of shit, right? So if you scare them a little bit more, you'll lead them back to Christ or to the Catholic way, however they look at it. I know they worship old Mother Mary.
So you think that this is a
reformation again?
Let's not say Christian, a religious conspiracy to scare people back to their faith.
Dude, think about it.
Really?
No, hold on.
Religious psyop. It's a religious psyop.
Yes,
I've
absolutely.
never heard you say this.
Okay, that's only because I've just recently been thinking about it. I haven't had fucking nicotine in 2 days. My mind's racing.
Okay, I got
it. But so you take that idea, right? And it makes total sense, dude. Because think about you as a parent. All right. I have 2 kids. I know that I don't want to have to punish them, but they're gonna be fearful of the guy that's going to punish them, aka the devil. If they don't want to see the devil, then they're going to act good, right? And so they're going to get the angel, the fun parent to be around.
Yeah.
But you fucking mess up one time, you are going to see the devil.
I love
so
I have a
that's
saying.
how I look at it.
I have a saying. I have a 12-year-old daughter. I'm going through hell with her because she's a teenager, and it's again the TikTok and all that bullshit. It's all over our faces, right? So it's very hard to raise her. So I have her. I have this saying in Spanish, right? And it's I'm gonna translate it for you guys. It's either you're going to respect me or you're going to fear me, but you're never going to cross the line. So same thing, like you could respect me, right, and love me, and I'll respect you back, and just follow the law at home, or you're gonna fear me and you're gonna follow the law at home, regardless, right? So I can't relate what you're saying. So through tactical fear, they come back to Christianity and they keep you running in that freaking hamster wheel.
But why would they go through the process of scaring you back? Wouldn't they want to scare you with the fucking? I'm just gonna throw out an example. If they were to say, oh shit, God just made some massive things happen, he's mad at y'all better start going back to church, instead of, hey, look how crazy the other side is, you should come back. I feel like there's a better way to go about it.
Because the binary system works better than anything else ever created. There's a reason why it's Coke and Pepsi and nobody gives a shit about Dr. Thunder or whatever, right? Like, there's a reason why it's Republican and Democrat, and there's never been a fucking, any third party ever win it. Like, they want to keep you in this system. They want to keep you in just this circle. And but here's the beautiful thing, dude. Once you come to the conclusion that it actually is just a circle and it's just a cycle and it's trying to keep you into this game, you can remove yourself from it. It's no longer a game. You are no longer participating in this shit. And so, whenever you say that, you've kind of been walking around and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've been seeing it everywhere. It's not my opinion, dude, that, it's probably always been there, but our third eyes are really waking up a lot more around this country because there's a lot of things that, maybe wouldn't have caught our eye. Okay, so there's an island and, a fucking Epstein, and he's carrying pedos and he's blackmailing everybody and stealing all these kids and everything like that. Most people wouldn't believe that shit 10 years ago, let alone 5 years ago.
2016, that was absurd. No way in hell that's real. I'm
gonna be honest. Sure. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, but it seems like the dark side is a lot funner to join, and I'm using quotation marks. Like, if you see what's happening, right? Let's say, again, Sam Smith going unholy on the Grammys. People are stuck watching that, and it's way more attractive for them to see the guy in red with the freaking McDonald's sign. You get hungry because colors make you hungry and get you emotional tied, right? You have emotional responses, and you're all captivated by it. Then reading the fucking Bible. And I'm sorry that I said the fucking Bible. I shouldn't be saying that. No, this is the truth.
People, all good with me, bro. But
I find it boring.
I gotta disagree with you on one thing. Sam Smith's performance may have been many things, but attracted to
I still haven't watched it. I'm just going based off
one of them, sir. Oh God. Oh no.
Different strokes for different folks.
Indeed, fucking indeed, sir. Anyway.
Yeah. That's crazy though, bro. And then I have to be honest with you though, man. I've encountered in the past 3 weeks I've been out here, I've encountered amazing hospitality, amazing people, different languages. The food is exquisite. And it seems like in these countries, third world countries, bro, not only COVID doesn't exist, but having COVID is a fucking luxury. All right. Like, this is things that, like, for example, the propaganda here is not as nasty. Propaganda doesn't only make your day go faster in LA, in Los Angeles, where I'm from, but it also destroys your fucking mental faculties, bro. I'm out here eating food, enjoying the time with people, and I'm not thinking about, oh my God, how am I gonna get sick, or oh my God, look what she's wearing, or what's the new fashion trend. Like, they don't have time for that shit. People are here worried they're worried about eating tortillas tonight and feeding their kids tonight, and they have smaller problems that are just very, I want to say, human. You get what I'm saying? Bro. Like, they don't have the problems of choosing red or Sam Smith or Will Smith smashing that dude's face on the Oscars. Like, they don't have that, dog. It's, I don't know, like, life back at home in the US is controlled directly by propaganda, directly by the media. It's everything you see, hear, breathe, everything, bro. It's just, it makes your days go fast. You have no time. Time is out of the window. They control the everything. It's crazy,
dude. You got to get out of LA. You got to get out of LA. It's dark. It's not like that here. Nobody cares about masks or getting sick here. We've been moved on with life for a good while. You guys to get out of that cesspool, dog.
Well, you can
I
make
agree.
that some states are a little bit more lackadaisical on
For
their
sure.
mandates and whatnot. But
Mhm.
yeah, I would say that living in another country, especially a third world country, you think they're going to be handing out like
Bro, they
blue
don't give a
masks
fuck about
everywhere.
sanitizer. The fuck is that?
They don't. It's a luxury. I'm telling you, like I told you, a lot of people here are like, what's COVID? Like, dude, like, we're worried about eating tortillas, bro. Like, we need to get the masa and the salt. Like, that's what we're worried about out here. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I've noticed a lot of different things and I like it. I'll be honest with you, even though a lot of people, you want to say poverty, but what is poverty? I live on poverty at home. Like I might have a nice house and shit, but like possessions don't make you rich. Bro, I feel when I get back home, the energy that surrounds my life at home is poverty, bro. Like that's what makes you down. Like it sucks you up, bro. It's fucking disgusting. And it might be beautiful weather in California the entire time, but dude, you work and you're working for somebody else half of the time, right? And I mean, I don't know what your lifestyle is, but out here at least, yeah, you might be working 10-hour shifts here as well. You might get paid $10 a fucking day, but you live a lot more happier here with the little bit that you have, right? Because you cherish it more than having so much like in the US. I'm not talking shit about the US here, but it's just life is upside down, bro. Upside down.
It's about perspective, right? It's about having a frame of reference. Americans have been so spoiled by so many luxuries that we don't even recognize that we have because we're so used to them. You know what I'm saying? And gaining some perspective, living in a new zip code or a whole different country in some cases will really humble you and really make you appreciate, like, you know what? Home is not that bad. These dudes on the news talking about how horrible America is. Yo, America's pretty fucking dope. I'm just going to say.
Well,
real shit.
A lot of homeless people will say that they're not homeless, dude. They're home free, and that's
if you're really choosing a nomadic life, dog.
Right. You're thinking like, all right, so you think about all the hours that you have to work. Like for my car, dude, my car alone is my biggest bill. And I don't know how the hell that happened. But my car alone is what makes me get up and go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And I got other bills and credit cards and everything else like that. But it's like, you see, we enslave ourselves to this system because
based on credit.
And and it's not even just a credit. Fuck the credit. Fuck all the everything. You're talking about living in a is that a third world country, El Salvador?
El Salvador, yeah. You know what? I'll be honest with you, it's fucking nice though.
Oh yeah,
they have exquisite women. The food is amazing. Crazy stuff.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think about all the things that we do to enslave ourselves here. We're the reason. Like it's because we want nicer things that we just have
it's the avarice, dude. It's the constant.
What I noticed also.
Yes,
I've also noticed that for example, I have family members, and I don't give a fuck if they get mad at me. They already excluded me. They made me the black sheep already because I am a conspiracy theorist at heart. Fuck it.
Welcome
so I'm gonna say
club.
The truth. There's some family members that I know, and that come around, and instead of moving out of mom and pop, instead of getting themselves a better home, feeding their kids off, getting their kids off welfare, they decide to use the little bit of money they get a month to purchase a badass vehicle. And I'm not talking shit here, but I am. Priorities are all fucked up for the same reason, because of the way people live in LA, or specifically LA. You rather live in a small little house with a huge fucking car, pretend and show people what you have, but really don't have, because it's on credit. You don't own it, fool. It's leased. You get what I'm saying? Dude, it's fucking crazy. I know what you mean. And then we live in that fucking system. You enslave yourself. You have to pay. You live in that room with two kids. In your mom's house, or in your mom's garage, or in the basement, but you have a fucking Suburban 2023 Suburban. Like you get what I'm saying? It's upside down, brother.
Yeah, it really is. And that's not just an LA thing. We have people out here doing the same thing, and I see it. 30-year-olds still living at their mom and dad's house with their kids. You right? They got the nicest jacked up truck, but they still living with their mama and with their kids in the next room. It's like, all right, dude, for real.
But it's the system though. It's the system that got you thinking like that. The system made us, and I'm not saying, because I've made mistakes financially as well, but I mean the system has made us to believe that living on credit living off borrowed money is the best, but that only saves money for the rich. It keeps you poor and it keeps the rich always, because they're the ones lending you the money. They're the ones giving you a fucking minimum wage job, and they're the ones keeping you living in your fucking basement. And you think it's cool just because you have a 2023 Suburban outside. You get what I'm saying? That it's not, bro. It's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah.
All about the drip.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it is attractive, and that just goes all the way back to what you were saying about, you know, how the dark side is attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that this is going to put you into enslavement. Like, you know, whenever you get this new 2023 vehicle, like, you know that, like, at least for the next 4, 5, 6 years, however long your note is on it, like, you know that you're fucking yourself for that short amount of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is kind of just,
and like you said, it's attractive, right? And that kind of ties into this whole thing about making the satanic and demonic shit our very normal everyday existence. Reason being, it's attractive to be edgy, right? It's the cool thing to do, to be out on the edge. That's why New Age Satanism is actually just the worship of oneself. And if you look at their tenements, all it is humanism. It's humanism. They just threw an edgy word on it. No, I'm not a humanist. I'm a Satanist.
Aleister Crowley said it, right?
No. Aleister Crowley was a true worshiper of the Dark Lord. Anton LaVey is the one that formed the New Age Satanist Church, and he did that literally just become a wealthy religious head. That's all he did. He took humanism, put on a dark, edgy cut to it, and next thing you know, he's a multimillionaire selling people the satanic Bible and all this other foolishness.
Let me ask you guys
very weirdo shit. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys something right before we have to, because we're coming on, we went on a tangent, different things. I mean, we don't have to talk one specific thing, right? They just released the cams from January 6th, dude. That's we were right the entire fucking time. Yeah, I want to have your girl Brooke on this. Like, she could probably shed some fucking light, dog. This is massive, and nobody cares about it.
Dude, let me tell you.
No.
All right. So first of all, you got to reach out to the Outlook by Brooke whenever you get a chance, because I know for a fact she would love to come on your show. And secondly, yeah, this whole January 6th, and they had the January 6th committee, and they've been talking about it for the past fucking 2 years, acting like it's literally just us trampling on our, on our country, like looking at. And I hate to say us, because I'm not one of them, although I was cheering for the people to fucking riot that bitch. But I will say that, yeah, they found out, what was his name? The shaman.
Oh, the shaman.
The Q shaman, right?
Q shaman with the bull horns, face paint.
Yeah, they found out that the CIA was parading that guy all the way around.
They showed their videos, bro.
Team player, bro.
We knew that happened. There were so many videos of guys throwing in flashbangs. There was videos of guys opening up the doors and saying, come on in. It was a government person that just opened the fucking door.
Yeah, there were so many people that were there. They were just like, am I really just allowed to walk on in here? And they were just like, yeah, dude, come on.
Like, it was completely orchestrated. They showed the videos.
Yep.
They used the justice system to prolong the trials and investigations so that Biden could keep freaking sending money to Ukraine and fucking and fuck up the treasury and just loot us.
Meanwhile, all those people that got arrested as a result of the whole January 6th thing, they're still in jail. You know that?
Yeah.
Like, they've been in jail for a couple years now, or coming up on a couple years.
And there's a lot of people still under investigation.
Dude, it's fucking nuts. This whole thing is complete CIA, like, dark underground fucking government, trying to push something. What was her name?
Which one? There's a bunch
of
them.
She didn't want the CIA coming and
Hillary Clinton?
No, it wasn't Hillary. Who am I thinking?
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy, yeah.
I was about to say, I could go down a list of corrupt female politicians.
Coming from her fucking
long list.
That psyop with her husband as well. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. With the insider trading, bruh.
That's freaking crazy.
That dude was the happiest guy I've ever seen get robbed.
Bro, yeah.
And
you know what, dude? They released the information. They trickled the information out so late to the point where people are over it. They don't want to hear about it. They don't give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? Because the only ones that are making noise about it, the only one that are like, oh my God, I gotta share this shit. Like, what the fuck? It's us. And it's like an echo chamber, right? But there's not enough people seeing it. Like, look, I'll be honest with you. A lot of the people that I live with are Democrats. They're blue, bro. Completely blue. They're completely blighted. and they're completely generation soldiers that were helped by Biden, and now they fucking they'll kiss his fucking toes, whatever. Like these people are so blinded by them through the immigration process. Again, I'm not attacking the U.S., but it's the truth, and that anything that I speak on that happened on January 6th, Trump, anything that's red, anything that's conservative, they blow it out. They're like, oh, you know what? That never happened. Or even Trump getting arrested. Oh, that he's going to go to jail. Like, never happened. And now they're like, see, I was right. I was right. They don't care about it anymore because it's so late news. All they care about is what the news is telling them right now, what Telemundo and Univision is telling them right now. You get what I'm saying? Or Fox News, etc. But the thing is, they trickle the fucking news out so slowly to the point where people they don't want to hear it anymore. They get sick of it. So they just let it go like nothing happens, and they get away with murder every single time. So yeah, it's fucking crazy.
They really do, and that's the deal. They blasted it. Everybody was worried about it. Everybody was paying attention to it, and then they let it slowly die off. No one gives a fuck anymore. And now, sleight of hand time, baby. Now let's talk about what's going on over here in the world. Over here. Meanwhile, in DC, this is happening. This move's being made. This person's getting arrested. This person's set free. But look over here, fucking Ecuador. Shit's happening, man. That's all it is.
So this all really goes back to like the flicker rate on the TV, right? Like this is all really trying to tune your subconscious in a way to where you need something like a different frame of reference that's going on in the TV show. You need a different frame of reference every like 3.5 seconds, sometimes even less than that. If you watch CoComelon. If you watch CoComelon, I will never if you have kids, don't let them watch it. The flicker is that of like they're showing a different camera angle literally every less than 1 second. And that is
I've seen that 6 seconds they change frames.
Every 6, whatever it was.
It's
What does that do to you?
Dude, well, it teaches you not to be able to pay attention to anything unless you're just being hypnotized.
Constantly stimulated. Dog. It keeps your kid hypnotized to the TV. I'm telling you, it is magic watching it happen. There's also one, tell you what, this song was literally engineered to make a kid stop fucking crying. Okay. I swear to God, it's on YouTube. It's called The Happy Song.
Yep.
Okay. The lyrics to it, there's nothing crazy.
Are you going to sing it? Are you about to sing
No. No, but literally, even the voice itself, the female voice and the pitch and the tune, the entire video, the entire beat in the background was completely designed to make a child who's losing their shit stop crying and calm down.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about 3-year-olds. I'm talking about like baby. Okay. And it works. I witnessed
this
it myself.
Why I'm a millennial. I was born in 1990. Is this why my attention span only takes up like 30 seconds of like it has to have video and it has to be like,
we're all 90s kids.
Yeah,
for the record.
I was also born in 90s. So
92.
Awesome.
I'll be honest with you. I think the reason why the 90s generation, the 90s kids generation have such short attention spans and have ADD out the ass, I'll be honest. I think we can trace it back to Surge. I'm gonna just be straight with y'all. I think it was
refresh my mind.
Surge and 3D Doritos in combination, I think is what did it. That and Nintendo 64.
Surge Doritos, dog.
Yeah,
you're gonna throw Mountain Dew in that bitch too? Fuck.
No, the Surge. Fuck Mountain Dew. Surge, dog.
Well, and then they came out with Vault.
Yo, Vault
and
soda with a kick.
Right. It was just like a shitload of caffeine and yellow 5 poured into one bottle. Anyway, they said that it lowers your sperm count and all that shit, which I'm still shooting them. So
I gotta say,
I think that's a conspiracy in of itself.
3 for 3 incorrect, sir.
So the message for tonight, guys, is stay away from satanic cults. Unless you're happy, do whatever you want with your body and your mind. Just stay away from the kids. Don't fuck with the kids. And keep your mind straight and don't drink Surge. Guys, make sure
you check it out. They came back with it, man.
Let the people know where they can find your new projects and Cult of Conspiracies. These guys are amazing. These guys I'm gonna tell you guys something on air that I've been mentioning to Jonathan in the back, right, through messages and the DMs. Is I really look up to you guys. One day we're gonna be able to sit together live and I'm gonna be able to contribute as much as you guys have contributed to us. Not only because you guys are humble, but you also have amazing content. You guys have amazing chemistry, and in a way, in a good way, in a very genuine way, believe it or not, I envy that because I want that and I celebrate that and I applaud that and I pray to God to not only bless me but bless you guys to keep paving the fucking way. You guys opening up a new chapter and a new point where you came to a crossroad where you're like, hey, we could expand now, dog. That's the fucking dream, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys could expand separately, have your own, like, divide your subscribers to what you know, your fans, and then come back to Cultural Conspiracy. That's amazing, bro. Unfortunately for me, sometimes I have to position myself in a solo dolo type of show, but we're here and we're chipping it away, and I'm not giving up. It's my passion, and I'm fucking, you know, I'm grateful for you guys to be on the show. You guys sharing this hour with me and with my listeners. Let them know where they can find you.
First off, sir, you humble us.
Thank you.
Jesus, bro. Thank you. Good God.
Yes, that was lovely.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
And yes, look, I mean, it's really all just about wanting to do it full time, man. We've had that goal since day one. And we always knew that, you know, hey, if you just keep working at it, it's obviously something we both love talking about. It's never work. Like, whenever we're hanging out, it's like, you know, we're fucking brothers, basically.
Oh yeah. In every sense of the word, in my opinion.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, it's just hanging out, and we just so happen to fucking put a microphone and a camera in front of our face and then post it to, you know, all the podcast platforms. But that's pretty much how we look at it.
Yeah. And then with the spinoffs, bro, it honestly wasn't even about splitting it up. Basically, and we kind of came to this conclusion together. He wanted to do something separate, and I kind of had, God was kind of putting it on my heart that, like, look, if you have a platform in this way, use it. Like, the fact that I have a platform and I'm not using it to glorify God kind of irked me on some very spiritual levels.
Okay.
So I decided, if I have this platform and I have a listener base, let me do something for God that I am passionate about. So that's why I launched my spinoff, which is the Prophecy Playbook, right? You can check it out anywhere you listen to any audio podcasts. It's out everywhere. We'll be releasing new episodes every Monday. It's 15-minute video or 15-minute episodes, excuse me. And we're just doing deep dives on it, just per the word and per that area of the world today. And I'm really excited about it, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. My side little hustle. I hope that all of our cult members and all of your, what do you call your people over there at your podcast?
We call them the probers because they get probed by alien species.
All right. Hopefully we get the probers coming to check out the Library of Conspiracies. You'll be able to find me on all podcast platforms everywhere. Also the Instagram at Library of Conspiracies. My shows come out on Thursday. We actually have it right now to where we have 5 episodes a week coming out between the 3 podcasts. So we're going to be having the Prophecy Playbook on Monday. Cult of Conspiracies is going to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then my podcast, Library of Conspiracies, comes out on Thursday. We want it to where we are just staying connected literally every day of the week. And then, you know, taking the weekends off and relax and kick back, spend a little time with the family.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a lot of editing.
Sure. I know I do the editing at night as well. Everybody's quiet. I could pay attention to sounds and stuff. Make sure you guys send me the links. I'm going to put all 3 podcasts on the description of the show. Thank you so much, Jonathan Jacob from Cultural Conspiracy Podcast. We're actually featuring 3 different podcasts today on Paranoid. Thank you so much, guys. And you can find them on paranoidradio.com as well. Have an amazing night with your family, and take care, guys. Stay connected.
Paranoid Radio.